What is up, YouTube? It's GW here bringing you a deck profile. It's my first one in quite a while. I've had quite a few people ask me what I'm currently playing in my Psychic build, so I figured, I'd bring you my current stun version and what I'm currently playing. Lots of changes have gone into this deck, trying to streamline it as much as possible, and I'm still making changes even today. I do plan on possibly taking this to the Anaheim Regional on Saturday and seeing how it does. Forgive the proxies as I don't have some of the cards with me, but I wanted to get this up for you guys. So on to the deck profile. For the deck profile, we start out with 3 Psychic Witch. It is the best card in the Psychic deck. Just being able to search anything and protect it so that you can gain massive advantage. Easy floater, just awesome. Next we have Psychic Wizard, who is just amazing mid to late game. Just brings out so many plays. With Torrential and Enemy Controller, or is just a great floater all around. Then we have Psychic Commander, who is not a bad Essential 1900 beater, but he's there mostly as a 3-star tuner. Just being able to go into easy Natria synchros, or being a level 3 and be able to sync with, Wizard or something like that for a Black Rose, and then bring out, something else, is just great. Then we have Esper Girl, just great draw engine when combined with Witch, level 2 tuner, it's too good to pass up. I run 1 Psychic Cleric. It's good to search out with Witch, and, it's a level 3 that you can make, with Commander, you can make Barkion, or with Esper Girl, you can make your Natria Beast and still gain, and still let it be kind of a semi-floater. 1 is good enough. You don't really ever want to draw into them. Next we have Craybons. I really like Craybons. Right now I'm only running 1. Originally I was running 2. But Craybons is awesome. Early game, should prevent your opponent from blitzing out on you with some OTK or something. And mid to late game, once it's in the graveyard, it's great because Wizard can search it out if you need to block your life points and whatnot from an OTK. And it's a level 2 tuner. Next we have Gores. If they happen to True Nade or whatnot, you need something to protect you from an OTK. Same thing goes with Effect Veiler. And then we have 3 Raikou. Raikou is amazing in this deck. Outside of Psychic Witch, you really don't have a good, starter set or summon. Raikou helps that while also fueling your graveyard for cards like Psychic Wizard and Psychic Cleric. It's a really good card. Then we have just a generic tuner, Glow Ball. When combined with Wizard and whatnot, it makes for easy Natria synchros. It's just a great overall tuner. For the spells, we have Monster Reborn, MST, True Nade, Dark Hole. All are staple. It doesn't take a whole lot of knowledge to know why they're so good. Then we have Mind Control. You have easy access to tuners in this deck. Also clears pesky face downs that give this deck problems, a lot like how gadgets and stuff have problems with face down monsters. Next is E-Telly. E-Telly is amazing. It gets you that Witch or that Psychic Commander tuner, or any tuner for that matter, to the field ASAP. It can also search out Craybons and whatnot to help protect your life points if need be. 3 Pot of Duality. I might actually cut this down to 2. It's really good first turn of the game. It gets you your Raikou or your Psychic Witch for your starter monster. And then later on, once you have Natria synchros and whatnot, it helps you find the protection to protect them on the field. And I run 1 Econ. Econ's doing okay. It's good in a lot of situations, like where you flip Raikou and you can take something after you use its effect, or you can use it for Glow-a-Bulb or Wizard or Cleric, because they're kind of floaters. It's not bad. I wish it worked with Witch, but unfortunately it doesn't. In a pinch, it can shift something to defense mode, help you, get over a big monster. For traps, Torrential Tribute is absolutely amazing in here with just all the floaters that can abuse it. Solemn Judgment, staple. Call the Haunted is a little abnormal. I really like it in here because you fill up your graveyard pretty fast. Call the Haunted gets you that big synchro that you've already made, or it gets you that Witch that you can kind of like use like a Sangan if you have Call set and you have a Witch in the graveyard. your opponent MST's the face down call. You can activate it and and gain a +1 off of it. Call's pretty good. 2D Prison, just generic removal. Mirror Force, removal. 2 Solemn Warning. Yes, I know I have a proxy, but 2 Solemn Warning is a staple in this format. And running this version of Psychic Stun, you're able to run Solemn Judgment and Solemn Warning, which is essential. 2 Bottomless Trap Hole, more just generic protection. I usually side these out in the wrong match, if it's a bad matchup or whatnot. These are the first things to side out. But it's a generally good play first game. And 1/7 Tools, I actually want to find room, probably enemy controller for another one. Card is just too good. This deck does have some problems, with Solemn Warning, especially if a key Solemn Warning can severely slow you down, and prohibiting a key floater that you need summoned to the field and whatnot. So I may bump up the count of 7 tools that Bandit to 2. Just looking over the deck, it's performed very, very well, actually. I played quite a few 6 Sams. Haven't played as many Gravekeepers as I was like to get an accurate reading on how well the matchup is. What else have I played? Gladiator Beasters is a pretty good matchup, depending on what they draw into and how explosive they can be. But overall, the deck is really good. It has a really good X-Saber matchup. It's just a really good deck overall. I think one of our worst matchups is Stun, personally, just because, Ryo and Doom Caliber can be a little troublesome at times if you're not able to draw your traps. Monarchs are actually a pretty bad matchup as well, simply because Caius can remove a lot of your stuff and you can't be sent to the graveyard. This deck has some problems with side deck options. Cards like Dimensional Fissure and Macrocosmos and stuff that removes from play, or Banisher of the Light. Banisher of the Radiance or Banisher of the Light, simply because these cards got to go to the graveyard in order to get their effects. So just a generic side deck, some more Dust Tornadoes will help a lot of those problems. Other generic cards you want in the side deck, I don't have an official side deck yet, still testing, but Puppet Plants, Noblemen of Crossouts, Cyber Dragons are great, big beaters that can draw Solemn Warning and whatnot and help you make sure your floaters hit the field and get their effects. Also, Side Blocker in the side, I kind of want to main at least one. The card is absolutely nuts, especially with the ruling now that the card, like if you declare a monster that your opponent has on the field, it can't attack either, which is just nuts. So if you're able to protect it, it kind of acts like a, I want to say like a kind of like a Fossil Dyna, where you play the protect the Fossil Dyna game to impede your opponent's plays. Sideblocker kind of does the same sort of thing. Synchro deck, or the extra deck, it's really not too special. It's really just some generic synchros, but you do have copies of all the Natrias as well, because you're able to abuse them. I'm actually considering running 2 Barkion and 2 Beasts, just because they're so easily made, and I've had situations where I want to go into another one but can't. Surprisingly, you don't really make, or it's not advantageous to make the Psychic Synchros as much as you would think, which is kind of a disappointment, because I really like the Psychic Synchros. Really, the only one I make on a consistent basis is Android, and that's just because Tech Genius Hyper Librarian isn't out yet, but, it's okay. That's going to do it for this deck profile, YouTube. Thanks for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe. I should be getting a couple more Psychic deck profiles up to, as well as possibly a Worm deck profile. In regards to Psychics, I can bring you an OTK version, as well as a Psychic Feel Zone Return from the Different Dimension sort of version that's just really gimmicky but really fun. Let me know in the comment section below what you would like to see. And this is GW signing out.